Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Tuesday. If you guys did not see yesterday's video, this is something that I spoke about, and it was after Dan Bilzerian, the owner, I'm sure CEO, right, of Ignite, talked about him taking the OTC stock Ignite, which is ticker symbol BILZF, public in the United States OTC market. This is not available if you're using any small brokerage or brokerage that does not allow OTC stocks. And I talked about that 24 hours ago. One of the things that I wanted to go into a little bit of detail, as you guys can see with the thumbnail, and this is not clickbait. Like, I did lose 50% trading, I'm not trading, but I talked about it yesterday. If you guys did not watch yesterday's video, I break down my approach on what I expected to take with Ignite. So it's ticker symbol BILZF. And I'm going to close this out, and I want to show you first what happened today. So this is where it closed at yesterday. Ignite is a cannabis company that was started and founded, if I'm not mistaken, by Dan Bilzerian. Dan Bilzerian is a huge influencer. And one of the things that I've seen is for the past couple of months and year, Dan has been building this huge brand. I know nothing about the cannabis company. I know nothing about, I don't partake in that. I'm not even actually using the cannabis. I just don't smoke myself, and that's just a personal decision. But one of the things that I do respect, regardless of how he does it, is how he's built a brand. There's a lot of you guys that tuned in yesterday that were asking what was I comparing this to of a similar cannabis company that later got acquired, which means that a company purchased them for over $1 billion. And I think that this is a very similar approach that Dan and the Ignite company are taking. I openly said that this is not a stock nor a company that I would put all your eggs in, right? This is not a company where, it would really make sense for it to continue to grow. But I think that there's so much effort, right, behind Dan and the Ignite team that it would make sense that as he continues to create a little bit more exposure for the Ignite OTC stock, just like we saw the push from today where it opened right around that $2 mark, and how it pushed up about 170%, how he can have, regardless if it's something that you agree with or not, an influence on that specific stock. It's in a sense a momentum stock, and it did get halted if I'm not mistaken. And I want to show you, I openly spoke about that I plan to put about $1,000 to $2,000. So I trade with $100,000. And by being able to day trade with $100,000, I thought that hey, I see the effort that he's putting into this brand, and I do not mind putting in $1,000 or $2,000 into Ignite and kind of seeing what happens. Not expecting to make money, but just kind of leave it there. So what I ended up doing was I took a position of 800 shares on, and if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, you saw me trade this in the morning, and it was doing really well, but then it got halted. It then began to sell off and pulled back, and it literally just flatlined all day. I was surprised with its performance on how quick it pushed up, and this all happened within the first 15 to 20 minutes, and then it corrected itself and just pulled back. And I want to openly show you guys. So total, I have 800 shares. My overall P&L on the day on ticker symbol BILZF, my average purchase price is 2.96. Let's say it's 2.955, but I really don't care. It's 2.96 with 800 shares, and overall I lost about $1,000 on this ticker. Am I day trading it? No. I openly said yesterday that I don't plan on day trading it. I plan to put about $1,000 to $2,000 and kind of see where it goes. If it goes up to $10 and it gets pushed that way, then cool. I made a couple, $100 or a couple $1,000. If it pulls back and goes all the way down to zero, then again, it's something that at least I was able to partake in. I openly reminded people. We had a couple people within Learn Plan Profit, because of the huge push that it experienced, made anywhere from 10 to 20% in a matter of seconds. I think it's a very hopeful trade, and I 100% know that. It's not an investment. I understand that. I just see the value that Dan puts behind that specific company and all the efforts that I would think that it would be very almost worthless for him to give up. He's put tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars behind the marketing of Ignite. And I think that because of that, and this is 100% my opinion, I think that because how cannabis companies work and how it all has to do with exposure, especially with overall supply and demand when it comes down to his specific OTC stock, I'm excited to simply follow up with it. And that's what I took it as. And I think I got a lot of positive feedback from everyone in yesterday's video where they respected my opinion. They might not like respect the way that Dan Bilzerian does things. And 100% I totally understand with his approach in marketing, but I think like the way that he built his brand and is literally one of the biggest influencers on social media for just being I think if you guys Google him, he's viewed as an internet personality, whatever that means. But I wanted to show my overall P&L on the day. I actually made $132 on the day, which means that on DWT, I made $1,129. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit Group, you are probably very aware of the position that I took today. And I did not have a perfect day trading at all. Made a lot of mistakes. I wanted to show you guys my overall trades just so you guys can see my exact entries and exits. Why is this not showing? Here we go. Let's go ahead and okay, if it does not show, I hate when TD Ameritrade does this. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll at least pull up the orders right here just so you guys could see my overall orders that I took today. So again, this was I day traded BILZF very quickly and I just wanted to get a better understanding of like the volatility, if I'm able to get in or get out quickly. And I did that with about 300 shares, if I'm not mistaken. What was it? Yeah, 300 shares. So I bought 300 shares, I sold 300 shares in a matter of like maybe a minute. I made like $40. I found it to be pretty interesting. Then I bought a little bit more heavily and I just held there. Altogether, the ones that I day traded today, which is DWT, as you can see right there, where I made $1,129, that was all from today. And you guys can see the ticker right here, DWT. My first entry was of 5,000 shares, and I bought that at a purchase price right here of 4.62, sold a little bit higher, and then bought more, sold, and then bought here, and then sold here. I really wish it would load. My TOS has been messing up today, but pretty much just so I can explain why I took this position. Overall, on the day, /CL was showing signs of a descending pattern. I have a huge focus on paying attention to direction when it comes down to my day trades. /CL, which is a crude oil future, is selling off. That's the direction. So it's easy to identify the low points, high points, low points, high points, low points, high points. And what I noticed is literally almost like right before the market closed, I saw that, it was approaching this overall SMA line, as you guys can see right here. And based off previous patterns, it would get rejected and ended up selling off all the way down to below, if I'm not mistaken, here, where is it? Here it goes. It was right here. Okay, so this was the break. This was right before the market closed because the market closes at 1 o'clock in Arizona. So we sold off very aggressively. I ended up locking in profits right as I got to 57 on crude oil, which means that DWT, I ended up locking in profits at 48, just 48 flat. $4.80, and you guys can see that right here where I sold all my shares at 480. So my average purchase price was not the best, all that. I saw the potential, the direction was in my favor, and it was an overall uptrend on the day. As you guys can see, it's very easy to identify the low points, the high points, the low points, the high points. The low points, when it's consolidating, it pushes up, it becomes overextended, I lock in profits. That simple. There's nothing special about my trading. This one, as you guys can see, I wanted you guys to pay attention to this. Altogether, I had about, what is that, 16,000 shares, which if I'm not mistaken is anywhere from around $75,000 to $80,000. So I wasn't fully invested in my position, but I'm still very happy with how it played out. So altogether on the day, I really do see my day to be at a $1,000 profit because I plan on holding BIZF, right? So tomorrow, if I am up $1,000 on BIZF, I'm not going to see it as a $1,000 profit. So overall, I still feel like I made the 1.1% today, and you don't really take a loss until you sell, right? So I'll keep you guys up to date with this overall position that I have on Ignite, but just wanted to give you guys a quick little update on what I ended up doing today, how it worked out. Again, it was not a perfect day trading, but I feel like with what I actually focused my attention to when it came down to day trading, it made it very easy to scalp DWT because crude oil was just so aggressively selling off. The market just absolutely was getting destroyed today, no question about it. And it's sad to see, but again, it's so cool to be able to understand how the direction of how something is heading, and to still be able to make money on where to pay attention to. So I know that when the market sells off, there's usually a negative influence on forward/CL. So that means that then I want to pay attention to DWT and keep it that simple. So again, all together on the day, I made $1,129 on DWT, and that's really just it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I really want to hear your guys' input on what you guys think about Ignite. We got a lot of overall feedback on what you think about Dan Bilzerian and his approach when it comes down to marketing, but also on what you think because he has so much exposure, on how it can literally be just like either a pump and dump or a huge momentum stock because of his ability to market that company very effectively. So I really hope that I earned your thumbs up in this video. I absolutely hope and wish that you guys killed it today. And altogether, I'm excited for the crude oil report tomorrow, but based off of how things are looking, I would be very patient and very selective before taking your next trade. Quick little update, if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, I wanted to show you guys, but I'll probably just post it. I got summoned to jury duty. It's my first time ever here in Arizona, so I'm going to be showing up to that in the morning. So I'm not going to be trading live, but I'll still be posting updates if they allow me. I don't know if they allow my phones in there, so if you have any experience with that, feel free to direct message me on Discord. But I appreciate you guys' time. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be your direction of success. Don't forget to get connected and join our free Facebook group with over 226,000 members. And again, that is that first link below. If you guys have any questions, I put my number down there, so feel free to send me a text. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.